Okay, we are back in CarX, and what we're going to be doing this time is a starter's guide. So for any of you new players who need assistance with getting started, this is the video for you. So, let's get into it. What I've just done, because my account is a few years old and I have no recollection of how it started, and things have most definitely probably changed in terms of the starting tutorial since I started the game, because I started a long time ago, and we've had far many updates since then. So, what I did is I went onto my second device, I installed the game, I logged in under a second email, and I did the tutorial all over again. Just literally less than an hour ago. So this is all fresh information, up to date, with today's current date, which is July 13th, 2026. Yes, I had to look to figure that out. I don't keep track of my days. So, when you first start in, you're given a free car, and you can pick between the EG6 Civic, the MX-5 Miata, and I believe this is a Daihatsu pickup, but I'm not fully sure. If anybody actually does know what it is and wants to correct me, you are more than welcome to. Those are the three it gives you. The hardtop Miata, specifically the hardtop, it comes in white with a black top. The Civic, I don't know what the Civic comes in. I can't remember. It probably comes in yellow. And then the pickup. I do not recommend going for the pickup, because from what I remember, it has terrible RPMs. And we'll go ahead and give it a test drive. I will be buying the MX-5 and the Honda Civic EG6. I should also clarify, that's an NB MX-5 in case anybody didn't know, but it's a very common Miata, so I'm sure everybody did know. Yeah, 6,000, isn't it? Yeah, just barely, like 61, 6,200. It's terrible RPMs. Ideally, you want 7,000 or more. Ideally. 8,000, 9,000 is fantastic. Can you get 8,000, 9,000 in the Miata or Civic? In the Miata, you might be able to get 8,000. In the Civic, you should be able to get 9 with the B16B. No, sorry, B16A. The EK9 is the B16B. That's going to end in 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the pickup because it has terrible RPMs. And even if you extend the RPMs, you could only get it out to maybe 7. Oftentimes, you can only extend the RPMs by roughly 1,000. But it is different depending on what car. Every car is different. So, that's what the Daihatsu pickup is like. Then there's the Miata and the EG6. I already own an EG6, except mine is fully customized. So, I'll go ahead and buy the Miata first, since I already own the EG6. Well, since I'm here, I might as well grab it. So, you first load in with 21K. They first load you in, I can't remember what car it was, but they make you drive a car from this highway, and you basically drive all the way down. I don't remember how far down they make you go. Once you complete that race, you end up having to go to the docks, which is where you get to get your first free car. At that point, you have 21,000. I'm trying to recall all of this. It's hard with short-term memory loss. The devs made the tutorial ridiculously... Like, they broke it into parts and made it a lot longer than it needed to be. They make you do a race once you get your car. And your race starts... Here, let me grab the Miata first. Oh, it's not going to be in my favorites, because I haven't gotten to favorite it yet, because I just bought it. It's going to be C1. House required, 2 house, 2 house. You won't have to worry about doing that 2 house stuff with your first car. So, let's switch into the Miata first. Let's get down to the dog's house, which this is the house that they give you for free. Keep in mind, your first car is free. You don't have to pay for it. And I recommend picking either the Miata or the EG6, because they have far better RPMs, and they're, in my opinion, better platforms for tuning. As well as, I personally just like the... I've never been too into the Daihatsus very much, to be honest. Like, the Daihatsus I'm into is like the Daihatsu Koken. Yeah. So I'm not really into the trucks very much. You basically get started here at this intersection for your first race, and there's you and 3 other AIs, including the boss, which the boss is driving a blacked out Miata with a pretty decent spoiler. It's got a pretty decent body kit on it, but their performance is still stock to keep things fair, naturally. So they have looks, but they don't have performance. They start you at this intersection, you go left at that intersection, and you basically go all the way around in a full circle. We'll take that exact route just so everybody can get an idea as to what the very first race is like. That way you're prepared for it. It's very simple. You basically stay flat out the entire time, regardless of which vehicle you pick, because they're all low on power. Now, before you start the race, you do get the pause button up in the top left, and you can, before you start the race, you can go and set your controls and everything. And this is what my settings are, and I am on a Samsung A35, in case anybody wants to know my device. So I have my button layout set up. It is not default. It's not necessarily hard to get. I don't like the music. This is my audio settings. My graphics settings, I keep things low because graphics are good anyways. The separate accelerator and brake, that's what gives me the 2 pedals on each side instead of just a single pedal. So it's like, if I turn that off, I'll only have a single brake pedal and a single gas pedal. Whereas, as you can see here, I have the 2. That's the split pedal. They actually had taken that away not long ago, and they just gave it back to us in the last update. Unfortunately, our steering assist currently, and has been ever since the game was released, is strictly set to on, and you cannot turn it off. There is not an option to turn it off. It's... I can't exactly call it a bad steering assist, but it's not exactly a good steering assist either. But yeah, I can't really go into it much. It's very finicky, to say the least. We are still running the course, by the way. We are almost at the finish line of the first race. And the AIs aren't hard to beat. They're on the same level as you. This is basically the finish, and then you get a little cutscene that brings you into this area-ish. And then the boss lady that you raced with compliments your driving and gives you your dog's house and tells you to come over here to claim it. And so you have to come over here, and there will be a circle on the left right here, right around where this house area is, where you can claim it. And from there, they take you to the gas station, in which the GPS routes you this way again. Except we don't turn at that intersection this time. We go all the way through it. So now they take us to the gas station. They give us a little bit of money for fuel. By this point, you should have 25,000, 26,000. When I ended the tutorial, I didn't spend any money. I ended with 26.4 thousand. So, the gas station that's right up ahead of us on the map. By the way, the cash box on the left here. These cash boxes, these are my #1 way of making money. They pay me good. However, they pay based off of your player level. So as your player level ranks up, those cash boxes will pay you more and more. And they're a variable too. They don't pay the exact same amount every time. They're randomized. But the amount will increase as your level increases. As mine are often anywhere from 1,000 to high 2,000. Commonly, they're around the 2,000 flat marker, give or take. I feel like I'm being routed differently. Yes, I am. Because it's this gas station that they take you to, isn't it? It is. I know it is. Okay. We're going to rewind. And we're going to take the proper route. I was one street off, which is why I was feeling like I was going on for a longer distance than I should have been, because I was going on for a longer distance than I should have been. Also, pop-ups. Who doesn't like pop-ups? Some people. I like pop-ups. I know a lot of other people who like pop-ups too. Left one. Left at the intersection. I was wrong. For some reason I thought we went straight. Short-term memory loss thing. Oh yeah, whipping it. Hardly, but still whipping it. This is the gas station they take you to. So you come here. It only costed me $100 to refuel. Literally. Just like that. Exactly like that. And I drove further. I took an extra route because I took the wrong route getting here. So I had to rewind. And it still only cost me $100. So you should only spend $100 on fuel. $150 at most if things go terribly wrong and you have to rewind like 5 times. So then from here, they take you to the tuning shop. But instead of taking you to the one that's literally just down the road here, They decide they're going to take you to the one fucking 5 miles down. Yeah, address the CarX devs. Nothing I can do about it. I don't know which idiot decided that we should go to this shop way the fuck down here instead of the one literally right fucking close. But one of the idiots behind the CarX development team did that. And that's just the way it is. So, anybody who's upset with it, bring it up with the devs. Because I agree that it is bullshit. And there's no reason that we have to drive to the far mechanic shop. Like, there's none at all. It's on the map. We know it's there. You don't have to take us out there for us to fucking know it's there. It's on the fucking map. But, hey man, I don't know. These devs these days, they have their heads up their asses, I swear to God. That throws you off so badly. Because you're supposed to pull in here, aren't you? Like, isn't that sidewalk? That is sidewalk. What the fuck, devs? What the fuck? No, okay, look at this. We drive on the right side of the road. But you're going to put across here for us to what? Come in here on the left side? That does not make sense to me at all. Why is there not a cross here? Why can't you enter from that side? Because we drive on the right side of the road, so you would think you'd come down to the end and pull in to the front. You would think, logically. But, again, what do I know? Anyways, Miata, they do not force you to do any tuning. They simply bring you to the tuning shop. And I think that the tuning shop is where they end the tutorial. If I recall, the tuning shop is where they end the tutorial. Once you leave the tuning shop, and you address the boss lady for the first club, she tells you that you are ready to go on and face the bosses. So, by this point, you should have 25,000 at least, but logically speaking, I just did it. I ended with 26.4 thousand. So, hypothetically, not even hypothetically, literally, you should, if things go right, you should have 26k. So, now you might be thinking, okay, what do I do with this 26k? Well, there's a few different things you can do with it. Now, the odd thing is, Google will tell you not to put your money into your car and to save it for other cars. Now, the problem with that is you literally fucking have to put your money into your car, otherwise you can't win their fucking races. So I don't know which idiot put that into Google's brain, but yeah, Google will tell you to just save your money for the next car. But then you're going to enter the club to do your first club of the lowest of class, and you'll get a few races into that club, maybe halfway through, and then you'll start getting your ass kicked because you need modifications, because everybody else has modifications at that point, because things slowly scale up, as you would imagine. The first C1 clubs, I imagine this is probably the lowest. I don't have anything in here yet. I've already completed it. How you know when you've completed a club, you see how this one here, Emeralds, isn't highlighted in gold, but Falcons is highlighted in gold. And then up here, United isn't highlighted in gold, but Street Hunters is highlighted in gold. The ones that are highlighted in gold are the ones that I have completed. Black Lotus Club. that's what I entered into that club, and I entered it in before I pulled the engine. And because it's a car that I intend on selling, I just leave it there for now. Whenever I need space, I'll sell it. But until then, it pays me $12K every day. So there is benefit to being in clubs. However, the AI become aggressive later on in the clubs, and I don't like associating with that because it's like very bullshit arcade type shit. Like, when it comes to the elite races, a lot of the time you will get in front of the leader, and then all of a sudden the people behind you magically get faster. That's how it works. I'm not kidding. I've seen this for years straight. Once you get first place, all of the opponents behind you will get... Not even once you get first place. Once you get in front of an opponent, they pick up speed. I don't know why they programmed it that way. I don't even know how they programmed it that way. But some asshole was like, oh yeah, we're gonna wait until they're winning and then fuck them over. That's basically what it's like. Which is why I don't associate with clubs. That's why I only have one car in a club, and I don't even do the elite races. I just collect cash from it, and whenever I need space, I sell it, and then I have nothing in a club, and I'm happy. You use clubs to get your player level up, and to attain gold. However, you can attain gold through the vehicle deliveries, like this one, and the box deliveries. You do have to pay to unlock at first they give you the first level, but which pays 3,000. The level that pays 5,000 and the level that pays 2 gold both have to be unlocked with in-game currency. The 5,000 one you unlock with silver, and the gold one I believe you unlock with gold, but it resets daily, and that's, if you do both of them, that's 4 gold every day. Do that for 10 days, that's 40 gold. Do that 3 times over, there's 120 gold. I mean, consider this. Do that for 10 days, you have 40 gold, right? And then literally do 1 elite race and 1 box delivery of gold and 1 car delivery of gold, and you should get another 5 gold. That brings you to 45 gold. MR2. Pays for an MR2 clean. This MR2 is one of the best cars you can get from factory. One of the best. Because it doesn't need much done to it. Same goes for the 180, which I should mention, they give you an offer at the very beginning when you're picking your free car to buy a premium version of this 180, but I don't... It's a really good car regardless, but I don't think it comes with any power upgrades. It does come with a few visual upgrades, and it looks really clean, and it's a nice car, 100%. It's priced... it gives you a one-time offer at the start of a very light discount, and its price comes to $1.39 Canadian. I don't know what it's priced in US dollars. Without the one-time offer discount, it costs $1.59 Canadian. Yeah, I know, you saved 20 cents. Big whoop, right? How kind of them. How kind of them. Oh, wow, 20 cents. Thanks, devs. Like, nobody gives a fuck about 20 cents. Like, I get the car's already priced low, but 20 cents, you couldn't just round it down to $1 flat? Why not? You guys are making money out the ass with all of these. Like, you couldn't round it down to $1 flat? What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You money-thirsty assholes. You need that extra fucking 39 cents? Dickheads. I'm sorry. I'm fed up with these devs, honestly. Like, they fuck up over and over and over again. But the game is so good that you kind of just ignore the mistakes and you just be happy with the good bits. But the mistakes still bother you. That type of thing. That's exactly how it is. It's like, you see the fuck up, you know it's there, it's not that big of a deal, but it's a constant annoyance. Like a fucking mosquito that never leaves you alone. It's not actually causing you harm, but it's annoying as fuck. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. I really hope the devs are hearing this right now, because I'm sure a lot of them are going to feel fucking shit bad if they do. Because they know that it's true. Or they would know that it's true if they listen. S13, super good. S15, super good. That's all class 2 shit. My first build was the Golf. And it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. My first gold car was the GT86. Also, absolutely fantastic. I ended up building it into my C2 car. I ran it for my Club 2. Class 2, Club 2. Class 2 Club, sorry. Not Club 2. All the clubs have fucking names. So there's Union Underground for C1 Club. There's Wild Juniors for C1 Club. That's C1 119 and R115 compared to 149 and 150. Okay, yeah, so the easier club to start with would be Wild Juniors. So I do recommend completing that one first. They're both going to pay you the same, as you can see, they're both going to pay you the exact same rewards for the Elite Race. So I don't know if they're going to pay the exact same for the daily reward. Let's see, which of my ones have... Yes, those other two cars need work. Don't worry about it. So the Miata has a higher performance rating by 2. And a lower aesthetic rating by... the rating isn't solely aesthetic. We'll go through it in the tuning shop, and I'll go over things with you guys in a little moment here. Don't you worry, we'll get to that. I want to enter each of these into their respective categories. So the Miata being the more dominant in performance, I'm going to send to Union Underground. Oh, I need to be 149 for that. Okay. However, the EG6 Civic does not. And I should be able to enter into... Yep. Aw. 119, 115. Okay. Okay, so I'm 1 PR short on the 115. So if you have a Civic and you need to get it to 119, you have 25k to work with. I'm going to round to 25 just to keep a little leeway for fuel and tires and that shit. And the potential not having of the full 26 that I had. So, come on, where is one of my houses? I have a house down here, which is really close to the tuning shop that they end you at. So when they end you at this tuning shop, you definitely want to make sure that you've gotten your car to the performance ratings that are required for the club. That way you can actually ascend. My bad. Oop. A little early. My bad. I think both the Miata and the Civic sound wonderful. I think they're both wonderful starting cars. It's a matter of whether you want the front-wheel drive platform or the rear-wheel drive platform. Which one is better? Neither. Neither. It's entirely personal preference. There is no best car. Anybody who's telling you there's a best car of anything is opinionated. Because that's just the matter of it. There's no best car. There's only the best car for you. That's how that works. So, I can have the most expensive car ever, and it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't handle the way I like things to handle, because then I won't be able to bring out the best out of that car because it doesn't match my driving style characteristics. So it's very much a personal opinion thing when it comes to what's the best car. It's personal opinion. There's no such thing as a best car. There's no such thing as a best driver either. There's only the best driver for a certain vehicle. Right? So there's only the best driver for a certain thing, for a certain this or that. But there's always the best of something. And everybody has something that they're really good at. So trust me, everybody has something that they're good at. Not everybody's aware of it, but everybody has something that they're good at. So, we need to get our rating to 114 and to 115, and our class performance to 119, was it? ECU. Ooh. This is difficult. Seven, 9, 11, 14, 15. Let me get my calculator out because I'm bad at mental math. I want to make sure I do this properly. So that would put you to 110, and then you'd only need 9. And that's 11. And you have 25. 2, 4, 7, 8, and 9. So 11 plus 1.2 plus 2.8 plus 3.8 plus 0.4 plus 0.4 equals 19.6. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. It was cams, right? Yeah, cams. Install, 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 and then street exhaust. Where was my math off? Where was my math off, guys? Well, this is supposed to add 10. Why? Because this is supposed to add 10. That's 2, that's 2, that's 2, that's 1, 1. Or was... My math was off somewhere. But that is okay. So, plus 2.5 is 22.1. Okay. So now... Fuck you. Plus 2.6 sets you to 24.7. That qualifies you for Club 1 with the EG6 Civic. I'd imagine you probably would end up doing the same thing with the Miata, but we'll go through the Miata when we get to it. So, that's what fits you into the base club requirements. And if you have the 26.4, then you still have 1.7k left or something like that. If you only have 25, you have 300 left. That's... $60 liters of fuel? No. 30 liters of fuel. And you have a 40-liter fuel tank. So you can basically afford a full refill. And it came on sport tires, which is what I run. I run sport tires. They're only 800 for a set, and a set can last you a good while, especially with these lower horsepower cars. Okay, so now we've got the EG6 ready to go into a club. Into the Wild Juniors Club in specific. Which is the first club you would be starting. So, your requirements might not even be that high, because that might be the requirements I needed for this specific elite race, which is literally at the end of the club. And you don't need high performance tires when you're in C1 and C2. I didn't start using high performance tires until I was in C5 or C6. So they can take that perfectly, but I can't. You're wide. Way wide. This is a 2-lap race, okay. Get that Eclipse back here, bitch. How come you're in a $49,000 car? Oh, you're lucky you didn't get pit. That was so close to a pit maneuver, oh my god. We both did it, trying to push for that outside. Fuck. I don't think I'm going to be able to come back from that. I have to use the nitrous. Yep. I don't like using the nitrous. But I don't want to scrap the race just yet. So it's 2 laps. And I might be able to catch up. That is another thing, is it also goes vice versa, where if you are super far behind, it seems like they tend to slow down for you. But if you end up in front of them, they seem to end up chasing you down for you. At least as far as I've noticed. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch them. I think that turn fuck up was the end of it. Oh, that was rough. Yeah, that's... damn. Okay. Retry. We got this. Let's not overspeed and understeer into the wall, trying to overtake on the inside line. Trying to block out that eclipse. That's fucking 5 times my value. Something like that. It's 49,000 base, okay? I know because I'm buying that car too. And I've owned one in the past. They're also amazing cars. The Eclipse, wonderful machine. That's why I want one again, is because I really enjoyed the one I had. Oh, why would you do that? That's how you drift the front wheel drive. Braking drift. I'm surprised this thing is willing to slide out the rear end like that. You see how they're just right on my ass? Even after having a head-on collision, like, right up your ass? How are you out-braking a Honda Civic? This is not okay. I am lighter than the Eclipse. I am... Fuck. Getting too distracted with this shit. Gotta use the boost again, like a bitch. Fuck. There's no coming back from that. That AI's fucked me. That's another thing, is the AI absolutely fucking suck. The AI traffic, oh, they will signal left and turn right all the time. Like, you'll see it every day. I swear to God, if you play this game on a daily basis, you'll see it every day. Every day, you will see an AI at least once. More than likely, you will see it probably 2 or 4 times, or more. I see it more than 10 times a day, because I play this game quite often. Quite often now that we have our split pedals back. When they took away split pedals, I stopped playing, because I couldn't control. Fuck you. Just completely fucking wrecks you out. This is why I hate the clubs, is because they're complete bullshit, and I don't even want to associate with them. This is exactly what I mean. Note, this is what you're going to have to deal with just to fucking progress through the game. I know, it's a bitch. Trust me, I know, it's a fucking bitch. You fucking idiot. You couldn't just tap on the brakes lightly and slip behind the Eclipse? Like, fuck you. They're such assholes. I swear to God, the devs programmed them this way intentionally, under the hopes that you would go back and buy the 180. I swear to God, that's exactly what it is. That's my theory. Is that they made these AI fucked like this so that you would go buy the 180, because it's the easiest car to beat them in. Because the 180 as stock, did you just try to pit me, bitch? I know you did, I fucking felt it. Like, what a dickhead. They're such assholes. I fucking hate them. I had no choice but to tap the handbrake there to pull the rear out. I normally don't like using the handbrake, because when you lock the rear axle, it does reduce your momentum. Whereas using your foot brake won't reduce your momentum as much. Did he have a collision? He must have. They don't back off like that naturally. They don't back off like that naturally, and I sure as hell ain't popping shots at them, so... Where is this pole coming from? What fucking turbo boost did you get? Fuck, that Eclipse is on fucking steroids. Holy hell. That was hell. I haven't seen the video replay mode. Let's watch that back. I want to see the part where he hits us. Do we have cinematic? Oh, that is our cinematic. Okay, so the top left corner there is where you hide that. It looks amazing, I will say that. The graphics here are really good. Like, probably the best graphics that you can get for a mobile driving game. That looks good. I like that angle. That shows the battle with the Eclipse really well. He did try to pit me, the little bitch. Holy. If I was just a millisecond slower, he'd have hit the shit out of me. Damn. That's just how aggressive they are, man. They will fuck you up. Light tap, light tap. It's okay. Just a love tap, you know? Just a light love tap. This replay mode is new as well, so I imagine that they're probably still working on camera angles with it. But it's not, for being a brand new system that was just released in this update, it's pretty good, the replay mode. I will say that. For being a brand new, fresh system. They normally fuck shit up the first time around. This isn't fucked up, it just could use some better angles. But it's not there's nothing wrong with it, it's not fucked up, so I'm happy with that. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm happy. It would be nice to have a bit more angles, a bit better angles. I like the angle it was just in. I like this angle too, that's not bad. I like how it holds an angle for a decent while before switching to the next. Solid. Absolutely solid. So, with the setup I just built, you can beat the Elite Race, it's just a bitch. But that's the Elite Race. The Elite Race is going to be a bitch. That's why it's called an Elite Race. It's literally the end of the races. You get 1,500 for your daily reward. Not bad. You will have much more races than just that Elite Race. And the Elite Race is the end race you get after you have completed all of the races in the club. So once you have beaten the boss of the club, and you've beaten the boss race, then you get the Elite Race, and that refreshes daily. So, where did it reset to? Here, I can go here. Question mark? Where is the next Elite Race? Oh, right here. Fucking, I'm an idiot. Jesus. Okay. Ow, I just bit my tongue, damn it. It's currently 2:07 in the morning for me, and this resets in an hour and 58 minutes. And the daily reward will reset in 15 hours and 53 minutes. Ouch, that fucking hurt. Biting my tongue, that really hurt. I did not mean to do that. I don't think anybody ever means to do that, but... So yeah, when that race unlocks, then I'm able to go and do that one. And when you click on a race on the map, it will always show the highlighted route in green. So you can get a great idea of the exact layout. You can drive the exact layout before entering the race. And get a good idea of how to take whatever corners are in that course. So that is a very beneficial part that I will say very much helped me when I first started playing. I would always open the map and I would take a really good look at what the course was. And it works with more than just the boss races. It works with all of the other races. Now, I ran the single sprints and did the cash boxes in order to make money. And I ran the club races. So what I would do is if I got stuck at a part in the club race where I needed a bit of extra cash to upgrade my car to beat a race, I would go and start doing the single races, and I would collect cash boxes on my way. I would drive to the single races instead of teleporting, because you can fast travel for a sum of silver. It varies depending on how far of a distance you have to fast travel. The further you're fast traveling, the more it's going to cost. So like, we're here, if we were to fast travel to here, it would cost us $680. Now here's a way to bypass that. If you own a house, you can fast travel to any house for free. So once you own a few properties, and it's best to space them out around the map, that way you have spawn points around the map, that if you want to save time instead of having to drive there, now I only have to drive a little ways. $745 meters. You can set a marker on the roads. It can be difficult to set it sometimes, but you just tap around on the roads and you can set your marker and move it and unset it. So yeah, and if I were to now fast travel to here, it would only be $190. Look at that big price save, right? This $400 saved. Do that every single time. Well, it starts to add up really quickly. So, as you can see, I have lots of properties because I've been playing the game for a long time. The Street Pass, they do show you the Street Pass, which Street Pass, you do quests. Single races is how I always completed my Street Pass. So what I do is when there's Street Pass, when a new Street Pass comes out, you go to the rewards and go to the end. That right there, you will always be able to see the photo of the free car at the end. That one is a GR86. Fantastic car. Absolutely fantastic. You get it for free if you get to that level of reward. How do you get there? Just do single races. Keep doing single races. Just keep doing them. There eventually, it won't give you points constantly. It will give you points, and then it will take a little time to refresh, and then it will give you points again. So it does take a bit of time. It's not something you can grind out in just one solo day. At least, well, you might be able to if you're like getting R1, R2 constantly. But normally, it's not something you'd be able to do in one day, but they give you a good amount of time to get it done. I've done street passes in 2 or 3 days. One day is a stretch. You'd have to be grinding basically all day and be getting pretty good placements for rewards in order to get through the pass in one day. And I feel like the street pass is longer than what it used to be, but I'm not 100% sure. So, say you're getting R1 every race, that's 50 points, right? Well, you get the GR86 for this pass at 9,360 points. So 93 times 2, add 2 races onto that, that's how many R1s you need. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, it is. That's why they give you like 20 days or so to complete the pass. This one's been ongoing for a while. That's why there's only 3 days and 4 hours left. This pass started a decent while back. They always give you at least a full week. I haven't seen any pass under 7 days. I'm pretty sure they all give you like 15... I want to say 15 days or so, but I can't fully recall. I don't know how many days this pass started at, but grinding the pass can give you great rewards. Really good for gold, too. Look at all the gold you can get. And if you buy the premium, naturally you get the Porsche instantly. The 911 Turbo. I don't even know if it's 911 Turbo. I know it's an old 911. That's what I know. So, and the pass will vary from $7.99 to $11.99 Canadian, and then you can purchase points naturally. Of course, they give you the option to purchase anything. Daily rewards. Day 1 always gives you 4K, so that's nice. And then day 4 you get 6K. And then, yeah, it's solid. You get decent rewards daily. You can make some real good progress through the Street Pass and single races and cash boxes, just doing those 3 alone. Because you'll get rewards through the Street Pass passively by doing the single races, which single race... Oh, Jesus, that's a long one. Do we have one that's, like, Togue-oriented? Shit, we don't have any Togue single races out yet? This is a Togue-like single race. So, in fact, I'm going to drive up there because it's not that far. So I'm going to pull a U-turn. I'm going to... Well, not a U-turn, but I'm going to hook a left and then hook another left, which is basically the equivalency of making a U-turn. I'm sorry, I know I cut into your lane. You're flashing me way too early. Way too early. There is a bus length between us, and you're flashing me, like, come on now. $7,800 RPMs from factory is really, really good. Like, really good. Most cars struggle to make 8. Most cars you have to do tuning to get to 8. I turned the wrong way, didn't I? Oops. I didn't brake enough before trying to make my U-turn. Oopsies. Am I going the right way or the wrong way? Yeah, I was going the wrong way. I was supposed to turn left. I'm terrible at remembering things. Fucking not even 2 minutes, and I'm already going the wrong way. Like, shit. Damn, Grim, I need to get it together. It is lacking on power, but I mean, what do you expect from a bone dry stock Honda Civic from 1990s? Yeah, 90s. EG was 90s, EK was 2000s. Didn't EK start in late 90s? Like late 90s? And then run into 2000s, and EG was like early 90s? Did EG come out in late 80s? I'm gonna have to look into that. I feel like the EG was out for the late 80s, but I can't confirm. I could confirm, I could Google it right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let people criticize me. Don't worry, I am going to look into it. I am going to Google it, not right now. Just not right now, because I want to do a single race. Just to show what the single races are like. You are the single person here doing a time attack on whichever course they lay out for you. Which this one is really easy. At least I personally find it is. In between these rocks here. Take it easy because you don't have much traction on dirt. It's not that you lose a lot of traction, you do also stay a bit more to the left than I did. You don't lose a lot of traction, but you do lose some traction. So you do want to be a little bit careful when you enter the dirt. Light brake pressure and steering angle is what induces that rear end to slide out with a front wheel drive. You can do it with hard brake pressure if you flip like that. It's just weight shifting. When you brake and turn, the weight shifts off the inside rear tire, sorry. And it shifts to the outside front tire, which allows the inside rear tire to slip out. It's just, simply put, weight shifting. When you brake, the weight shifts to the front. When you turn, the weight shifts to one side on the front. And if you step back on the accelerator, the weight's going to move back to the rear, which in a front-wheel drive, the front tires are going to pull you straight at the exact same time. So that's why you only use light accelerator when drifting a front-wheel drive, because you don't want to have your front tires pull you out of the drift and have yourself understeer into the wall. See how it pulls out almost instantly because the front tires pull it straight. Whereas it didn't pull out nearly as quickly or nearly as aggressively with the light accelerator. As you get more power and more momentum, you'll be able to hold the drift for longer. Less of a power thing and more of a momentum thing. I use inertia mainly, which is essentially just weight shifting and braking drift. Using your vehicle's momentum to let it slide out. Now, we've burned through half a tank. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, how much is it going to cost to fill half a tank? We have a 40-liter tank. It costs $50 per every 5 liters. We're just under half a tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's $250. That's not bad at all. And you save a far lot more money if you simply pay the 50s and just wait a little bit for it to fill up, rather than doing the instant refill for the extra cost, you do save a lot of money. Like, trust, a lot of money. You can pay gold to run racing fuel, but it doesn't give you that much of a power boost. There's really no point to it. You're just wasting your gold as far as I'm concerned. So, Miata time. Let's get to the Miata. Okay. Let's say you choose the Miata for your starter car. We're going to go back to the exact same tuning shop and get the exact same numbers, which was 119 and 115, I want to say? Or was it 115 and 119? Or are those even the right numbers? Let's see. 119 and 115. Perfect. I'm not going to join the club with this one because I've joined the club already in my EG6. So, 119 and 115. 25K. If you can meet these requirements, 119 and 115, your vehicle is capable of beating the elite race. Now, I recommend that you do the performance upgrades to get your ratings to these numbers, even if you're not required to get the 119 and 115 right off the start, because I'm almost certain these are elite race requirement numbers. I still recommend doing them because it's going to make your life easier, because then you won't have to come back to the mechanic shop and you can just keep doing the races, and then once you've completed all 15 of the regular club races and you've beaten the club, you get paid out whatever the reward is for beating that club, which I will show on the map when we come out of here. So, 119 and 115. The 115 is not hard at all. We're going to do the weight reduction first this time. $2,500. So 2.5 plus engine. We need to get this to 119. So 07 would be 09, 11, 13, 15, 25. Hang on. Plus 13. Puts us at 15.5K so far. Okay. The reason why I did this one first is because the price per bang for buck, you get a good increase in performance rating, and it's not super expensive. It's 13K. Yeah, I know that's super expensive when you're just starting because you only have 25K, and that's like barely just over half your money. Super expensive when you think about it that way, yes. But it ends up being worth it because it pays itself off fairly quickly. Because if you do these, you pass for the elite race, which means you can do all 15 club races and the 16th elite race. Even if you were to only get paid 2K a race, you'd still be coming out at least a $10,000 profit. So, plus 1.5 plus 1.8 119, 116, and we're at 18.8K spent. So there's some perspective for you that the Miata can be done much easier, though that could be because I did weight reduction first. But the Miata is more valuable as well, only by 2K. So, clubs, you get rewards for beating a club. For instance, right here, underneath where it says races completed, you can see it says reward for the club. If you beat the speed line... Is Syndicate? Syndicate? I can't read that. It's in such terrible font. You would get the Dodge Charger, the new model Dodge Charger, the most recent gen, the 2015 to 2023 body style. And then you get 90,000 silver and 20 gold. And that is a Class 5 club. My TTRS was a vehicle I got for beating one of the clubs. I just can't remember which. And another thing to note, once I've beaten 3 elite races for just the very first club, that's 5K. That's a nice boost. 11 gives you 2 gold. So as you complete more and more elite races, you get extra rewards until you've done 50, and then it caps. And I don't think that resets. I don't know. That's actually new to me. That wasn't part of the club system when I did my clubs. That's why all of mine will read 0 or 1 or very few. Yeah. So, I now want to quickly go back to the EG6. I want to... Okay, can you not? Thank you. Want to come back to my house, go back to the tuning shop, and I want to try and do it the exact same way I just did the Miata, to see if the way I built it the first time is just a more expensive way of building it, or if the Miata just has the price advantage. I'm thinking the Miata might just have the price advantage, but we're about to find out. So, let's see how this... I'm sorry, my bad. I'm not going to pay for the damages, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, I'm just gonna hit and run your building. Okay. Resetting parts back to stock costs far less than reinstalling said parts, but it is cheaper to reinstall the part when you have it purchased than it is to buy it originally. Now, say you have parts in your inventory on the side. Those will show up on the far right here. And you can see the massive price difference of how little it costs to install a part you already have in your inventory compared to buying that part. 2,800 compared to 9,400. That is a massive save. And the more parts you have to do that with, the better. Especially when it comes to the Elite and Ultimates. Because when you get the Elite and Ultimate parts, which you can get frequently from the... you can get them fairly well from completing the Street Pass and from other areas. As in completing the Elite Race Rewards thing that I just went over with the 50 races. Once you've completed a certain amount of Elite races, you get certain rewards. As you can see, the Elite parts and Ultimate parts always cost gold. Always, always, always. Always. At least when it comes to the engine. When it comes to weight reduction, you could categorize it and say that sport, race, elite, ultimate, and that it skips the street category. That's body swap. And then you can do weight reduction on top of that, which elite is still cash. So when it comes to and when it comes to the fuel tank, your elite fuel tank is also cash, silver. Whereas most of the other stuff, its gold suspension work is cash for the silver for the elite parts. The ultimate parts are almost always gold. When it comes to rims, I don't think the rims go into gold. I don't think. No, they do not, which is quite nice. The tires do, though. However, these are the tires I run. Simply because it gives you an extra bit of traction. And then this is how you tune your spacers, which you see how this one and some of the parts have the little gear, yellow orange gear icon in the bottom left. That means that it's tunable, which means you can hit the upgrade option on the left here, and it unlocks the locked areas for whatever that part is. For instance, if I wanted to adjust my camber and unlock that adjustment, I would have to go to my suspension arms, and I would have to buy the racing arms, or the elite arms, or the ultimate arms, and that would unlock suspension tuning for cambers specifically. Now, the camber balancing, I like to keep mine very low because I like my tire surface, the face of my tire surface, being as planted on the ground as possible. I like traction. Alignment is important when it comes to handling. The more grip you can put down, the better, because then the more aggressive you can be with the engine power and weight load and torque load that you have. So, it's only 20k or so, it's not going to hurt me. I purchased those, and then 1.5, that's squared. I don't mind that at all. I do normally try to keep my rear a little bit lesser than... Can I get this down to 1 then? Yes, that's much better. So you want the rear to be a little bit lesser than the front in terms of camber, and that's so that the front gets a little bit better biting in to the turn, and the rear stays more stable. So that's why I do that. I do that with all of my cars. I always have a light bias of the front being ever so lightly more camber than the rear to keep the rear planted and to give that front tire turn in a little bit more bite and agility. I do normally reduce my tire pressure lightly, which is very cheap to do. I like running 1.6 to 1.8 tire pressure. And to back out of that tuning, you just hit the back arrow on the top left, by the way, in case anybody's lost with that. So now, I need to remove that. I need to remove that. Which tires was it on? We'll put it back to the Racing 0 because I'm pretty sure that's what it was on. That should bring us back down to our stock spec. So now we go here, weight reduction, back to stock. I think those numbers are right. 100 and 110. We're going to quickly peek in the dealership to see if our numbers are right, or if we have something on that we've missed. Car market is beneficial but not beneficial. You can get gold cars for lesser price, but you have to overpay in silver. And I mean like really overpay, like as though you were selling a lung and a kidney just to pay for it type overpay. 114 rating and a C100. Okay. I'm spending more money here than I intended to. But that's what happens when you don't have the best memory and you make mistakes and you go ahead of steps and then you have to backtrack. What on earth? I'm so confused. Okay. Fuck it. We're buying a new one. Because it's gonna bother the piss out of me that our numbers aren't right to how they should be from stock. Because we're 110, we should be 114, and don't know how the fuck that happened. It's really irritating, though. And this will show you how little you get back from your car. Paid $13,000 for it. Put $25,000 into it. Yeah. That's okay, we make money back fairly easily. Okay. 13,000. Woohoo! Now we have our numbers back. Okay, let's not fuck it up this time. I know, this is a long starter's guide, isn't it? It's very informative, though. You know what? I am going to that house just because that shop is cheaper and all the shops are the exact same on the inside. I don't think it ever takes you to this styling shop in the tuning. So we will take actually both the EG6 Civic and the Miata to the styling shop. Fuck, I am in the Miata. And we will go over the kits and what you can do to them and how you can set them up in nice ways. I'm likely going to end up setting up my Miata kit tonight. You can copy it if you like. I don't really care. My Miata is going to be very unique. And it is going to have a custom setup. Bodywork is bodywork. You can always make it look different with paint and other things. Okay, so we have the right numbers now. Okay. I'm certain it was sport. So 7.2 plus plus 11 is 18.2 plus 1.5 plus 1.3, and that puts you at 21,000 flat. So you can build it cheaper than I did the first time. And I think the numbers for this build are probably better than the first build. It's cheaper to do it that way with the weight reduction, cams, and exhaust. This right here, the spray paint logo, that is the styling shop. So we're going to go to that, and we are going to go over the kits for the EG6 and the Miata. And once I've gone through those, I will show you my EG6 and the kit that's on it, if just in case you haven't seen it yet, because it is in my older videos, in some of my other videos that aren't even older. However, not everybody has necessarily seen my other videos, so what the fuck did you guys do? These devs are fucking assholes. I'm saying that because the styling shop used to be right the fuck here. Right here. I'm not kidding you, it used to be right the fuck here. Now they moved it for no fucking reason other than to confuse the fuck out of you to there. For whatever the fuck reason, and I don't know what fuck this is to get in here, but it's complete and utter bullshit. Like, who the fuck designed this bitch? What fucking idiot was in charge of this? That's fucking retarded. It used to be perfect, out in the open, no problems, and now they've made it a fuckery. For whatever fucking reason. I hate these devs. I fucking hate them with a passion. Okay, first, we'll do a little 360 of the stock body. Clean stock body EG6. Then you got your light trims and that, which it doesn't extend the fenders, but for some reason it does widen your offset. This widens the fenders. Nice time attack kit. This widens the fenders. Another nice time attack kit. And another nice time attack kit. So you can set these up in many ways. Say you want just the light trim say you're like me, you want the light trim, but you don't like the sunroof. Let's see, did that? No, we didn't have, okay. So, CBW, CBW, and leave the body stock, because that will add the sunroof, and we don't want the sunroof. I'm not a sunroof person. I genuinely like the factory headlights. And I genuinely like the factory taillights, which is exactly what's running on mine. CVW? No, I'm okay on that. I like that third brake light. I personally think the factory exhaust actually looks the best. I'm not a roll cage person, and there's a simple reason for why. What is the reason that you are putting a roll cage in your vehicle? And the only answer to that is you have the expectations of it crashing. Because if you didn't have the expectations of it crashing, you wouldn't be putting in a roll cage. Now, would you? It's just simple logic. You can't deny that. The only answer is yes. There's no argument. The only answer is yes. It's just a pure fact that if you are putting in a roll cage into your vehicle, you are putting that in. It's called a roll cage for a reason. You're expecting to get in an accident. And why are you expecting to get in an accident? Because you're driving dangerously. Well, why don't you just learn how to drive in a performance manner safely? Then you won't need a roll cage. It's just extra weight. It's just extra weight slowing you down, making your car less agile. Sure, it is a safety precaution. But the thing is, you're putting that safety precaution in because you expect to wreck. You shouldn't be getting behind the wheel if you're expecting to wreck. Now, should you? Why are you driving a car if you're expecting it to be in an accident? And I know there's going to be people going, oh, well, it's just in case. Yeah. Does cars come from factory with roll cages just in case? Because accidents happen every fucking day. With regular vehicles that aren't built for performance. And manufacturers aren't putting roll cages in them. And they're having just as bad wrecks as most of those race cars 95% of the time. 95% of the time, you're more likely to see a car split in two on public roadways than you are to see a car split in two on the racetrack. That is a pure fucking fact. You are far more likely to see a car split in two on public roadways than on a racetrack. Because it's controlled. Right? So, and I understand that there is some times where it's like, there is some cases where you're putting in a roll cage, not because you like it, not because it's a safety feature, but because you literally have to just to meet certain requirements to race at a certain place. I can understand that bit. That is the one exception to the rule of you putting it in for the sake of expecting a crash. That is the only exception. Because there is no other requirement that would need you to have a roll cage. But that's the exception to that. Is if you're putting in a roll cage, you're clearly expecting to need the roll cage, which means you're expecting to get in an accident. You shouldn't be pushing your car if you're not confident in your survival. And that's just straight the way it is. And I recommend getting used to something like not pushing your car in a video game rather than doing it in real life. Because if you can get used to it in a video game first, and you can break your habits of pushing too hard in a video game, you're far more likely to break that habit of wanting to push harder than you're comfortable with in real world just because someone's passed you and you want to chase them or something like that. So it's good to practice how you would treat your vehicle in real world in the game, because it puts you into that good mindset habit of driving in a safe performance manner, especially when it comes to public streets and that. It's okay. We'll go through the interior shit with the Miata. Switch to this. No, I didn't want to sell that. I didn't want to favorite that. I wanted to sell it. How did I get more for it that time than the other? I'm so confused. Devs, you need to fucking stop this fuckery. It is so fucked. You know what? I'm not going to that shop. That shop can go fuck itself. I'm going to the one down by the racetrack. Fuck that. Like, that's such a bullshit place to get in and out of. I don't know why the fuck they would do that. I swear to God, they do that shit just to piss people the fuck off. Like, why are you guys putting in so much fucking effort to move a fucking styling shop, but you won't put in the effort to give us the option to turn off steering assist? Sounds kind of pathetic to me. Anybody else think so? I'm pretty sure everybody else thinks so. Just saying, you know? God, I love the way this thing sounds. Oh, that was too hard. If I was softer, it probably would have flipped back. Yep, that's the steering assist. You see how that bit? I did not counter steer. My phone was turned to the right the entire time. That's the steering assist, and it is fucked. It bites hard at larger angles. The larger the angle is, the harder it snaps. And it is so fucked, it's not even funny, because you cannot drift large angle without it being a complete fuckery. Not on realistic settings. Maybe if you do some super fucking arcade tune that's literally set to perform well with this specific steering assist, maybe then. But what, are we all supposed to be building just strictly fucking drift cars now? Like, fuck you, devs. Give us some fucking actual, real steering assist, or let us at least fucking turn it on and off. It's not that big of an ask to be able to turn off steering assist. I think it's fucked up that you're forcing it on everybody, because not everybody needs it. My opinion on it is literally, just because you developers don't know how to drive without one doesn't mean us players don't know how to drive without one, because I do. I prefer driving without one. In a game like this, I very much prefer driving without a steering assist, because the steering assist is so fucked that it does you no good. That's my opinion. Just because they need it doesn't mean everybody else does. And for them to force that on everybody else, I think is extremely fucked up. But hey, that's just me. I really liked this kit. I've had this kit. I've owned 3 or 4 Miata NBs in the past. The first one I owned was in a metallic sky blue with this body kit. I'm pretty sure I had the factory hood on. I could probably find photos of it if I looked hard enough, but I wouldn't be able to show photos of it. So when you change your headlights, as you can see, it doesn't, like, Between these, it doesn't show you the difference right away. Oh. I never knew that until now. You can tap on it again and it will open them. Sleepy eye? I like the factory lights. I like the factory lights. I would pair it with the missile one. The reason why is because it matches the height. If you look at the drift one, it's further up and it doesn't quite match the ride height that the front splitter is at, but this one goes lower and matches keeping the splitters even. So I would pair the missile one with it. I like my exhaust tip fitting in my bumper or just barely out, so the stock is what suits. And I prefer the silver or carbon, but I don't even know if we have carbons. I commonly prefer BBS, zero drift, or stock rims, or D-spec. Commonly. I'd probably run BBS's on this. I'd probably run something like these. And then I'd probably paint them silver. Dark silver. For a body kit like this, sleek back, 26K, wide body, that's not bad. Yeah, the drifter kit is definitely the one I would put on. Since I am going to be purchasing this kit, I might as well re-equip it the way I want it. I do want to double check rims. Hang on, what about our stock rims? No, I know what our stock rims look like. Those aren't exactly fitting for this body kit. Those are nicer because they're deep dish. I feel like these are perfect E46 rims, which I do need to repurchase an E46 eventually. I had an E46 so long ago, but I like having my engines rev out to whatever the red line is on the dashboard. Now the E46, from what I remember, doesn't have a red line on the dashboard, so it just runs all the way to 10,000 RPM. And I'm not able to make the engine that it comes with go to 10,000 RPM, and I don't have an engine to put into it that runs to 10,000 RPM that would be suiting for it. that isn't already in something else. The only thing I do have is the S65, but that's in my M4, and I'm not pulling it out of my M4. So I ended up selling my E60. That was like 2 years ago. And I still, not E60. I did sell my E60, but that's where I got the S65. My E46, I sold because I couldn't find an engine for so long ago, and I've wanted to build one ever since. I just still haven't found an engine to run in it that would fit its RPM gauge, which is another irritant, because it would be really, really nice to be able to adjust the dashboard redline to match the engine that we're running, because some engines can only do like 6,000 RPM, 7,000 RPM, and some cars have the dashboard redline all the way to 10,000. Well, what if I want to install a 7,000 RPM engine into that 10,000 RPM dashboard car? Then you're driving it, and next thing you know, you're hitting limiter because you're looking at your dashboard expecting to run out to 10,000, and you're getting stopped at fucking 6 because your red line can't be changed. It changes in the tachometer on the top right, but it doesn't change on the dashboard. So it's like, really? Yeah, that's the restriction there. This is the body kit I'm going to do to mine. Anybody is welcome to copy it if they like. I will show you the color that I basically had it in this. It was a mix between these two. It was like somewhere in between. I'd say this one is closer, but it was a little bit lighter than this shade, I want to say. At least that's how I had my first one done. You can do custom colors for 1 gold, which is not that expensive at all. Simple. Wide. That doesn't look half bad. Unique. What car did I paint this color? So, the unique colors are all colors that you've made. So, like, for instance, we'll paint this through our unique color. I don't want it to be too bright, but I don't want it to be too dark either. Okay, perfect. Fuck. You bitch. Fucking bitch. I forgot it does that shit. Yeah, blame the CarX devs. They don't know how to program shit. They're just like, oh yeah, you can't paint multiple things at once. You have to, well, you can. You just have to fucking click buttons to do it. Whereas if you go through the body parts, you don't have to click add to cart, but you do for the paints. Because why the fuck would we make the system the exact same for paintwork as body kits? That would just be too fucking easy, wouldn't it? See how that got added to the unique section? Every paint color you make gets added to the unique section. I'm curious what I ran this on, because it actually doesn't look pretty. It actually looks pretty decent in it. That looks decent too. Ooh. Ooh. I feel like I have something running this color. Both of these are nice. I know exactly what that's off of. I am dead certain that that is the white that is on my R33. I'm going to go with the darker shade. I like it. X that out. Now, once you've created a unique color and paid for it with the 1 gold, it saves under the unique colors, and then you don't have to pay for it with gold again. As you saw, it was only going to charge us the gold on the red unique color we were just making. Had we paid for that, it would have stayed at the end of the list and been there permanently, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they ever go away. I've never seen them go away. What did I run in this orange? I do not remember. This is probably the purple that's on my charger. This was the red that was on my SIL 15. I had an S15 with a rear end 180 conversion. Or maybe it was a 180 with a S15 front end conversion. Hard to say. It's both the same shit, really. When did I ever? I don't think I ever did. If I did, it was accidental. I don't recall. Clear cart. Yeah, when you want to clear cart, you just click the cart button, click clear cart, or on the right you can discard whatever individual items. Applied. Light tint. This doesn't open them. We'll leave our lights. Ooh. I do like those great lightly tinted. Lightly tinted. It is possible that some of these I created for rims. I like it. That's fine, that's fine. Do the brighter shade on the calipers, not the calipers, the springs, and on the calipers, just to give it that extra touch. And strut. Arms are okay. Interior. I like running the stock steering wheel on all of my vehicles. However, these are the options in which these options are universal. I always like running the stock shifter and the stock handbrake, as well as stock seats. I really like stock interior. I don't even come into the styling like ever. I do for paint and bodywork, and that's about it. Those actually suit this build really nicely. Shifter, left seat, right seat, just the brake rotors, that's all we want right now. Underglow, underglow, underglow. Tap the color button here and you can, yeah, adjust it like that. CarX plate. Hey CarX devs, do you want to explain to me why this plate is fucking levitating? Literally the fucking starter car, and you fuck up the license plate. The factory license plate. I do need to check whether it's the body kit that's fucking it up, or if it's always been fucked up. Backfire effects. I often prefer that one, but there are quite a few new ones, like, or at least ones that are new to me. Like Proflow, I don't remember. I do like that one. I don't really care about my backfire. I don't care about my nitrous flames either, because I don't use nitrous if I can avoid it. The only time I use nitrous is in elite races if I need to. I don't adjust the tire smoke. Liveries. Community liveries, this is where you can find liveries that are already made by others. This is what's selling well for this vehicle right now. Not surprised. Favorites. You can apply other car designs to... Okay then. Very interesting. Good to know. Hellcat Miata. Totally. Livery library. Click the wrench button and you have these. There's far too much shit in here for me to go through all of it. We're already running on way super long here, which I know, we have been for a while now. But again, it's all informational. Where did I set that? Damn it. Right there. Perfect. So now my Miata. Fuck, I hate this camera button, it's so small. Oh my god, I hate it. I fucking hate it. I've been pressing it over and over again. Never, never, ever, ever do I not have problems changing cameras. Because again, the devs were like, we're gonna make it the tiniest button in the world and make sure that the hitbox is probably smaller than the button itself. Like, fuck you guys. You just have to fucking make everything difficult, don't you? What fucking assholes, man. The plate's always fucked from the start. From the very fucking start. You pathetic cunts. You couldn't do a license plate correctly? Are you fucking shitting me? That is the saddest shit in the fucking world. They have all these cars, all this shit, all of this, a massive ass map that they just actually refined with a massive ass update, but they can't do a fucking license plate fitment properly. I know that I am not the only person who thinks that's pathetic as fuck. I know that I am not the only person who thinks that. Like, there's not a chance in hell that I am the only person who thinks that, so... Now, my EG6. Now that we can finally get over to the bitch. Very heavily modified. Screenshot. Drone button here. This is the more expensive more squared wide body. I've had this Civic for a few years. I've had quite a few Civics in my time on here, and this is my favorite of the ones I've had. It's also the only one out of all of my Civics out of all of my EG6s to be complete. I've had a couple EK9s, and I've had a couple FK8s in the past. Now, this is fully finished. If you scroll down in my channel, you can find old videos of me driving this car out on the track. I still haven't changed the tune on this since the day I built it. And I built an EK9 with it when I built it, but I've always been the EG6 is by far my favorite Honda Civic. My second favorite Honda Civic, I'm probably going to get hate for this, is the FN2. Yeah, I know, it's the bad apple of the everyone says, but I like how pretty it is. I like the interior, I like the exterior, I like the car all around. I don't give a fuck if it's not the best in performance or not the best in reliability. You can change. Buy a cheap DC5 Integra, pull the K20 out, there you go, problem solved. Like, everybody makes such a big deal about the FN being bad, but it's like so easy to fix. Like, engine swapping on Honda platforms is probably the most common platform to be engine swapped on. You can do it very easily because of how many people do it. It doesn't really matter what Honda you're doing it with. You could probably engine swap a CR-V without any issues. I haven't swapped a CR-V myself or anything like that, But with how much you see it all out there, of Hondas being swapped of all kinds, I imagine that it wouldn't be too difficult to engine swap an FN. And I don't know if there's anything wrong with the transmission, or I don't know what people think is wrong with it. In my opinion, I don't think there is anything wrong with it. I believe that if you take care of things, they will last long. And you know why I believe that? Because there are multiple people I've met who have cars that are over 50 years old, running original parts, and not even struggling. Like, they're not struggling with power or nothing. They're just fucking solid. Like, there's so many vehicles that if you just take care of it, almost every vehicle, if you just take care of it, it'll take care of you. 95% of the time, that's just cars. If you take care of it, it'll take care of you. But you have to know how to take care of it. That's the thing. That's why most rotaries die. People don't know how to take care of it. Often people don't know that you should premix, the oil metering pump fails, and you slowly starve your motor. And then they go, oh, it's a bad car because it blows the motor. No, you just don't know how to take care of it. If you take care of it, it'll live. There are people with RX-8s out there, which the Renesis is supposedly the bad motor, which I actually really like the Renesis. I think it's wonderful. And there are many people out there who run the Renesis and have it living for just as long as the others. Like, if you take care of things, those things will often take care of you. And that's just the way it is. You treat your shit with respect, and your shit often treats you with respect. There's not many incidents where you take good care of it and it fails you. Especially not repeatedly. Of course, mechanical failures can happen. That's just a part of life. It's just the way things are. But if you're taking care of things, it's far less likely. And if it does happen, and you fix it and continue to take care of it, it's likely to not happen again for at least another long, long while. In other words, if you take care of it, it's worth it. And you can have a performance car, drive in a performance manner, and still take care of it. You just need to know limitations. You need to know how to respect your vehicle. And you need to know how to take care of your vehicle properly. And you need to know what your vehicle needs. And every vehicle is different. Of course, there's a generalized requirement, like do your oil changes every 5,000 kilometers or whatever. You know, there's the generalized categories, but you should always look into your car, your specific car, and see if there's anything else outside of those generalized requirements that should be done on a regular basis, or even not on a regular basis, even if it's something that you only have to do every 5 years. You should still look into that to make sure that you're taking proper care of your vehicle. And that's how it is. That's just the way it is. There's no changing it, no fighting it. It's just the way it is. Take care of it, and it'll run. And it should treat you fine. There's no reason for it to fail if you're taking care of it. So, just like everything else, it has limitations, obviously, and there's wear and tear, and things break and have to be replaced. But if you take care of it and you treat it respectfully and appropriately, it will last, and it will be worth what you put in. I didn't go through my Civic. Whoopsies. Sorry, I got distracted. Jesus, we are going on for a long while here. I'm okay with that. Not everybody will be, but that's okay. You can click off the video if you don't want to be here. I have
racing parts, like almost all way. Yeah, you'll see I have a lot of stock parts in my suspension. Why? Because they don't need to be adjusted. I never adjust my brakes. I like softer brake pressure because it's smoother. It's less aggressive. It keeps the car more balanced and stable. And my lines are smoother, and I'm very much inertia based when it comes to my driving style, so holding momentum is my game. Braking is not necessarily. Yes, braking is part of my game because I hold momentum, so I want to use my brakes as little as possible, which means I want to be as good at braking as possible, to use as little of my brakes as possible while holding as much momentum as possible. But I'll always leave my brakes factory, because if I do anything to them, it will increase braking force. And I don't want that. I likely could buy one of these, and it would likely give me the option to reduce braking force. Yeah, it would give me the option to. However, why am I going to pay for an upgrade just to reset the brakes back to factory braking pressure? So, and I know the simple answer to that is to adjust your brake bias. What if I don't need to? What if I'm A-okay with the brake bias on every single fucking car I own? Which I literally am. I'm not making that up. I don't have any problems with my brakes. I have problems with myself making driver errors. A part of that is because I'm only just coming back to CarX this week. Because up until recently, up until this last recent update, we had our split pedals taken away from us. So it was just 100% gas or 100% brake the entire time. And everything was super fucking jerky. Which is what you would expect from 100% gas or 100% brake all of the time. No shit. Pretty fucking obvious. You'd think that the devs would have thought that through, but like I said, these guys have their heads up their asses. I don't know how this game is as good as it is with the development team being as bad as it is. It's kind of mind-boggling to think about. I still didn't go through my tune. Did I? I mean, I think I kind of did, but I kind of quickly went through. So we're running the B16B. We can run out to 8,500 RPM. I know 8,674, but I round. We have custom ratios in here. Fully custom tune. Why is that not back all the way? Hey devs, what the fuck is this about? Why can it not go back all the way to that last notch that's unlocked there? You see that gap? Look, you can hit on this notch, and for some reason you can't hit on that notch. Wow. Did they fuck the gears like that too? No, look. That's how it's supposed to be. Each notch. And there's supposed to be 3 sectors per notch. Watch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So why is it that this is 1, 2, and I'm at the end? What the fuck is wrong with you devs? I know what's wrong with you. You have your heads up your asses. Never mind. Yeah, no, I don't like these devs. But, to be fair, can you blame me? When you have to put up with this shit for years just because the devs won't fix it and there's nothing better? Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. Not even kind of. I think we can all agree it's bullshit. That year after year after year, there's always the same amount of fuck-ups. They just change which things are fucking up. If it's not the pedals, it's the steering assist. If it's not the steering assist, it's the pedals. If it's neither of those, it's the tuning. If it's neither of those, it's the AI traffic. If it's neither of those, it's the AI racers. So on and so forth. Like, they find everything that they can to fuck up. If it's not one of those, it's them fucking moving a styling shop for no fucking reason and making the entrance fucking impossible to find. Or at least impossible to find without going 360 degrees around the building, which I don't even know how the fuck you're supposed to do that with where it is. But yeah, we're just shy of 300 horsepower, and just barely over 1,000 kilograms, or what, 1,000 something? 1,060 or something like that? Too much. My bad. Those flag spikes in the audio cut there. Another thing, that audio cut's also been in for years, and same with the lag spikes. But at least we're not crashing every 30 minutes like we used to a couple years ago. A couple years ago, the game used to crash like every 30 minutes. And it would crash even faster when you would do races. It wouldn't matter if it was a single race, or a drift race, or a club race, it wouldn't matter. If you entered into races, the game just couldn't handle it after literally like 2 or 3 races, and it would just freak out. I had 3 people that I was in contact with at that time who all experienced this, all of us on different devices. So it's like, you can't say that it was on my end or on just one side, because it was happening on both Apple and Android. 2 Androids and 1 Apple. Both different Androids. Did a bit of driving in before we wrap up, and that is the basis of my sort of guide of my advisement. I haven't driven anything but, well, I mean, I drove it once or twice yesterday or the day before. I haven't gotten much time behind the wheel of this in a hot minute. I'm a little rusty. Also, my being away for like a month to 2 months has its effect because I've been playing Apex and CPM, which both have different feel from this. It takes a little bit to get into and get used to. Yesterday and the day before. I'm struggling to slowly get back into a flow. At first I thought there was only two. It's a good thing I didn't fully pull out. Hang on a fucking minute. Excuse me, devs. Since fucking when do cars float? Oh, you can see it. Devs, why is it that I can see that post in between the tire and the road? Huh? Huh? What the fuck? They have their heads up their asses, I shit you not. Oh, and those collectibles, I absolutely hate them. They're so fucking annoying. It makes them easy to find, yes. But you can find them by looking on the fucking map. That's exactly what it is. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. Like, they're all over. You can find these on the map. Same with these. The goalposts. Like, you can find them all on the map. And they're they're actually marked on the map this time, whereas normally they're not, like, marked on the map. That was perfect. I can't believe that I actually had that timing down perfectly. That's awesome. Wanted to get some good sound. We're going to have to do modification work to that Miata. We have big plans for that Miata. Other things before we can even... I can do the transmission, suspension, tire setup, chassis, that type of stuff. But it's waiting on engine. That's all I'm going to say, it's waiting on engine parts. Waiting on engine work. That's what I should say, because it's waiting on more than just engine parts. It's waiting on engine work. Fuck, I was supposed to pull up that. So that's the new highway. That's okay. Go this way. I haven't been up this yet. This is also new. Does this link me onto the highway? Yes, no. I love the feel of this new highway that's been modeled in with this update. It definitely gives off that Shadow Expressway vibe. Fucking annoying, isn't it? And you can't even turn the volume for those off either. This is interesting. This is wicked. I haven't been down this part yet. I like this. This is awesome. This is smooth as fucking butter. I don't think I've been down this. I don't remember coming down this. Ooh, I really like it though. It's super fucking smooth. Can I make a circuit of this highway? Is that real? Jesus fuck. They don't look. They don't wait. They just get over it. Would have put me back out onto the highway left. Also, you'll notice I don't run traction control, and there's a reason for that. I don't run traction control. I run as little assist as possible. I feel like I went the wrong way. No, because this links to that, right? Traction control reduces engine power, but does provide extra traction. I realized way too late. Because this is a massive fuckery, and I'm not used to it, and I've only been on it twice. This is my second time on it. So I've only been on it once. This is my second time on it. Now, you can do some really insane work too. Like, if you remember how we were in the mechanic shop doing the going through all the work, and how there was the body swap option, there's also transmission swap options, which you'll notice under the transmission swap options there's also a drivetrain swap option, and it costs gold to swap the drivetrain. I'm going to tell you a little way to get drivetrain swaps done without having to pay an arm and a leg in gold. You get another car that has the drivetrain you want. You install an aftermarket transmission into that car. It doesn't matter which one. I often just install a 6-speed, and that will pull out whatever the factory transmission was, along with the drivetrain, because the transmission and drivetrain tag together. Take my charger, for instance, which we can go check out in a second. My charger is all-wheel drive. I didn't pay gold for the all-wheel drive conversion. What I did, this also isn't a Dodge motor, I pulled this motor out of the McLaren 720S. Really, devs? You're that fucking pathetic? Wow. Just fucking wow. That's the saddest shit I've seen yet. Like, I had zero control over that. So this is a McLaren 720S motor. And this is a 6-speed all-wheel drive transmission that I pulled out of my 997 Porsche. So it's a 997 Carrera S 6-speed all-wheel drive transmission paired with a McLaren 720S engine that is very underpowered to what it was supposed to be, because devs also fucked that up. Go figure. Note that the RS6 comes with the exact same engine that's actually in the Q8, and it's actually a V6. They put a V6 into the RS6. That's right. That's right. The CarX devs said, yeah, we're gonna take the brand new Audi RS6 and we're gonna drop a V6 in it and call it a day, and that's satisfactory. Yeah, they didn't give us the V8 bi-turbo. They were just like, nope, we'll give you the V6 that they run in the Q8, because why not? I know, I'm making them sound more pathetic every second, aren't I? But you gotta ask yourself, is it me? Or is it just them fucking up? We all know the answer to that. I'm not the one who's coding this shit. Trust me, if I was coding this shit, I'd be fucking staying up all night, pissed off that this shit is broken. I wouldn't be releasing an update until everything was fucking fixed, because I would feel pathetic to release a shitty update that has everything still fucking broken in it. That's just how I would feel as a creator. And I know that because I'm a content creator, and I feel shitty when I have a video that I haven't done fully properly, and I'm just gonna go upload that? No, I don't upload that video. I delete that video because it wasn't done right, so it's not worth putting out, because it wasn't done right. So, yeah. Especially on my TikTok, which my TikTok is the same as my YouTube channel here, if you are interested in checking that out. All my clips on TikTok are all, like, very clean clips, because I don't post the bad clips or the bad shit. I don't do that, because who wants to see that? Who wants to see all the bad shit? Nobody wants to watch the bad bullshit. Just as in a video game, nobody wants to play with the bad bullshit aspects. Such as having to fucking literally fight for your life to win a club race. I don't think anybody wants to have to deal with that bullshit. You know, when the AI turn on those speed hacks just because you pass them, that's the thing, you pass them and they stay on your ass. How does that work? How is it that I'm gaining on you, and I pass you and I can't pull away? Sounds pretty fucking magical to me. Forgot how heavy this was. Fucking bitch. Fucking idiot. Well, that was whatever it was. Oh well. I was certain that I had enough room to shoot that gap, but apparently not. I'm dead certain that these lanes aren't that tight together, but apparently not, I guess. That was so aggressive. Sometimes they're aggressive, sometimes they're not. Don't you do it. Scraping the wall a bit. I want to make sure that I don't collide with anything. Don't. Scary motherfuckers. You know what's scariest? When they signal left and turn right. Signal right and turn left. Or when they don't signal at all. There's times where they'll do that too. They'll just fucking change lanes, just no indicator, nothing. And that's the other thing. Why do the AIs get indicators, but we don't? I didn't get back over to the right fast enough. Our hazards come on when we have a hard enough collision. When it detects a certain force of collision, the hazards activate. And they blink for roughly 5 seconds, and then they turn off. Why can't we manually turn on our hazards and signals? I got you. The other thing is settings. Controls, set. Fucking stretching bullshit. Why can't I just fucking grab you? God damn it. Holy shit. I have to make it 5 million times bigger just to fucking move it. Again, I don't know who came up with these hitboxes, but they also have their head up their ass. Fuck, does everybody? Don't answer that. I already know the answer is yes. Look. Why is this the top of the fucking screen? You guys got 2/3 of the way up and just gave up. You're like, yeah, we're just not gonna do any optimization for the top 1/3 of a screen. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you developers these days? Like, all of you are fucking ridiculously stupid. Like, it's absurd. I cannot put it into words. It is absurd how ridiculously stupid these developers are. They're not using their brain at all. And they sure as hell don't care about the community. They definitely care about the money. How they managed to make a decently playable game, that happens to still be the best driving sim out there for modeled interior is beyond me. I don't know. One of the engineers knows physics well. That's all I can say. One of the engineers. The rest of them have their heads up their asses. I swear to God, that's gotta be the scenario. It's probably a team of 50 people, and only one of them is smart enough to know how physics actually work, and so he's getting outvoted by all the 49 other fucking retards, and all the systems are getting fucked, and that one guy's just losing his fucking mind because nobody's listening to him when he knows that the game's shit and it could be 50 times better. I swear to God, that's probably the reality of the situation. There's probably just one guy on the CarX team who is fucking fuming with fury because all of the other fuckheads are ruining the game, and that one guy knows exactly how things should be, and nobody will listen to him. I swear that's probably the exact reality of the situation. I wouldn't be surprised. Not in the slightest. No, don't save those changes. Not in the fucking slightest. Did you guys see my fuel just bump up a notch? I 100% just saw my fuel bump up a notch, I swear to God. Fuck, I hate that audio bug. Especially when it happens right as you downshift, because it just ruins the mood of the downshift. For years this bug's been around. And I'm pretty sure for years people have been asking for analog/slider gas and brake. There is a way to kill your engine. We have automated clutch. So as you can see, every time it drops RPM, right? When you get the timing for, like, almost every engine, I think there's one or two that can't, just because they don't drop enough RPM when you upshift. Almost every engine can be turned off like this. Unfortunately, we don't have an on-off button. That's how you turn your engine on. That's how you turn it off. Wow. That was better. But it would be nice if we had an actual ignition to hear the ignition and to hear the engine actually idle out to to turning off. I know that was not the correct term, but I'm sure that the context of what I was trying to get across is there. We're gonna fill up, and we're gonna wrap up. Because we are hella long into this, way long over time. And yeah, I'm getting tired. 4 a.m. for me now. That's my starter's guide for CarXStreet on mobile. And I hope everybody enjoyed, and I hope that this is helpful to any and all new players who needed this. So, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate any likes, subscriptions, and comments. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever time you are having. And I will see you guys next time.